campus is in shock after a student was gunned down early this morning. The latest on the man they've charged with a crime coming up. A search for a couple of robbery suspects in Clay County after a man says he was robbed as soon as he got to work. A Central Kentucky man is suing an NFL player for emotional distress. He says he was caused by a case of road rage.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon to you. Amber Philpott and Jennifer Palumbo reporting. Police have announced an arrest in the murder of a University of Kentucky student.
Lexington police say 18-year-old Justin Smith shot and killed 22-year-old Jonathan Kruger on East Maxwell at Transylvania Park around 2 this morning. Garrett Weimer is at Lexington Police headquarters where they've been questioning Smith since they arrested him this morning. He begins our top story team coverage at 4:30. Garrett?
Yes, as you said, the suspect, Justin Smith, has been inside police headquarters here for several hours now, being questioned by police. It was about an hour ago now at this point that an officer came out here and told us it would probably still be another hour or two until they finished. So, really we're looking at any time now that police could be bringing him out, loading him up and taking him to the detention center. Smith is charged with murder in the shooting death of UK student Jonathan Kruger. Police say Kruger was shot and killed around 2 o'clock in the morning after he was robbed near Transylvania Park and East Maxwell. Kruger's body was found lying in the street. That's when police started looking for a man wearing a red hoodie. It was last seen in a minivan. It was several hours later then that police tried to stop a van that matched that description when the driver took off, leading police on a chase that ended in a standoff. Police called in the SWAT team and Smith was arrested after he surrendered to police. Also at this point, police say they are still looking for other suspects who might have been involved in the murder. Live in Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Smith is also charged with robbery, tampering with physical evidence, and fleeing and evading.
State police are on the hunt for 2 robbers.
Someone held up a worker at Richard White Lumber Yard on US 421 in Manchester this morning. As Phil Pendleton reports, the robbers used a company car to make their getaway.
It was just after 7 o'clock this morning when a man came to the Richard White Lumber Yard off of Kentucky Highway 11 to buy some lumber. He had a lot of cash with him for the transaction. That's when he was approached by 2 men, and police say they robbed him.
He pulls in to come to work and opens the gate and stuff up, and about that time he come around the building, they jumped him, had a pistol on him.
Now, the victim wasn't hurt, we're told. He was simply robbed, but I am also told that had not that other log truck pulled in when it did, this situation could have gotten a lot worse. Much more a little bit later on, but for now, in Clay County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police say the only description they have is the 2 men were wearing hoodies. A Madison County man is suing a former pro football player over a case of road rage. The Richmond Register reports James Davis filed the suit against former Cincinnati Bengals player Orson Charles. Police say in March of last year, Charles pointed a gun at Davis while he was driving on I-75 in Berea. Davis is seeking damages for emotional distress he claims he suffered as a result of the confrontation. The Bengals released Charles last August. After a very wet work week, things are looking much better just in time for the weekend.
That's the way we like it. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Hi, Jennifer. Overall, very nice to begin that weekend. As you mentioned, a little high cloud cover out there. It's some sunshine, mild conditions, and nothing outside of clouds that I've got showing up here on this version of Live First Alert Defender. Some of those high clouds continue to stream in. Similar to yesterday, you've got that almost tropical look to the sky. It looks like it could open up on you, but it's likely not to at any point tonight or tomorrow. But overall, pretty good looking view showing up on that radar picture and actual Live First Alert Defender itself. Sweep continuing to go round and round, looking for a little something to talk about. Had one lone little shower far northeastern Kentucky earlier, that going by the wayside. Take a little look outside. 4 of our sky cams across the bluegrass region of Kentucky. Georgetown and Frankfort into Richmond. Everybody with a mix of sun and some clouds, and seeing that here on our WKYT cam at the station Hamburg Pavilion. Dry skies will carry us into your Friday evening. So if you've got big plans tonight, maybe you've got a date for the evening, hey, it's looking good out there. Good luck on that date, by the way. Temperature at 72 degrees into Lexington, 72 showing up into Richmond, Mount Sterling, and Moorhead. Warmer to the north, 74, a hint more sunshine there. A little warmer to the southeast as well, 76 showing up down in Jackson, London at 74. Somerset coming in with a 72-degree thermometer. Focus of the forecast, weekend we know starting off on a good note, but unfortunately I've got the potential for some strong thunderstorms that we will track into the latter part of that weekend. I'll do just that when I come back here in less than 10 minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. Some of Lexington's bourbon crazed camped out this morning to get their hands on a rare bottle of bourbon. A limited number of bottles of Pappy Van Winkle went on sale this morning at Liquor Barn. Bourbon fans waited outside stores in Louisville, Danville, Bowling Green, and here in Lexington. Lines actually started forming yesterday.
The bourbon craze is just out of control. Like I was telling them earlier, I can remember 20 years ago when you could find old Rip Van Winkle on the shelf at your liquor store for $29.99, and it was there pretty much all the time. And now, you know, you can't find Pappy Van Winkle anywhere.
Well, Pappy Van Winkle is distilled at Buffalo Trace in Frankfort. Tens of thousands of dollars worth of Pappy was stolen from the distillery back in October of 2013.
If you're looking for some fun for the family, you may want to take a trip north on I-75. Kings Island opens tomorrow. The amusement park near Cincinnati will debut 2 new rides in the kids area this weekend. There are also several additions and upgrades to International Street. Single-day tickets start at $45.
Well, this is the final weekend of Keeneland Spring Meet, and it's going to be a good one.
Deanne Stevens is out and about at Keeneland, where some of the biggest names in racing are in town today. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys, from the beautiful Keeneland. It's Friday. It's been a great day of racing yet again, and a fun evening ahead. Things happening here at Keeneland. Lynn Ashton is with us, and Lynn is with the Kentucky Derby Museum. Tell us what you guys are doing. It's My Derby.
It's My Derby. This is the 5th year for It's My Derby, and Dwayne Lucas leads a panel of Derby-winning jockeys. It doesn't get any better.
Tell us what is on the agenda for tonight.
Well, actually, people can come out because it's not long until this starts, but we still have tickets available. You can come to the sales pavilion. If you would like to go to the VIP reception and have an opportunity to meet one-on-one with these Derby winners, it's $150. If you'd like to do general admission and have hors d'oeuvres in a bar, it's $50. And if you just want to come and see this phenomenal program, come on out, it's $15.
Talk about the events that you guys put together with the Kentucky Derby Museum, and we're just a few weeks away now from the big day and the excitement that comes along with that here in Kentucky.
Right. Well, tonight really starts it for us, and what a great way to kick off Derby for the Derby Museum to have all of these people here. On Sunday, we have an event called Derby Dish that is everything Derby and all of the Derby traditions. We have our gala the Friday night before Churchill opens. And from then on, it is 100% Derby.
And you want to invite folks out to the museum too, right?
Absolutely. You know, there's no better experience. We like to say it's the next best thing to being there. So if you don't have a ticket, but you want that thrill and you want that level of excitement, come on out and see us.
All right, a great partnership between Keeneland and the Kentucky Derby Museum. It's My Derby, and it is happening tonight right after the last race here at Keeneland. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. A scare for one of country's top music acts and a treat for Star Wars fans.
Suzanne Marquez has today's Eye on Entertainment.
Rap mogul Suge Knight was hospitalized again after learning he'll stand trial for murder and attempted murder. The judge rejected Knight's claim that he acted in self-defense when he ran down 2 men with his pickup truck in January. This is the 5th time Knight's been taken to the hospital after courtroom proceedings. Members of the country group Lady Antebellum are okay after their tour bus caught fire outside Dallas. Singer Hillary Scott, her husband, their tour manager and driver were on board.
Lady Antebellum was heading to Dallas for the Academy of Country Music Awards this Sunday here at AT&T Stadium. They're nominated for Vocal Group of the Year.
In theaters today, the cyber horror flick Unfriended. Online chat friends are haunted by an unknown presence using their dead friend's account. The action takes place on a single computer screen, a unique challenge for the actors.
I asked if we could do the movie in one take because it was pretty challenging to start and stop with these terrifying emotions.
The characters learn the internet never forgets.
Chewie.
Star Wars fans have been waiting for this.
We're home.
Harrison Ford is in the new trailer for Star Wars 7: The Force Awakens. The film hits theaters Christmas Day. With your eye on entertainment, I'm Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Dallas.
Actress Sofia Vergara's ex-fiancé Nick Loeb has filed a lawsuit to stop the actress from destroying a pair of frozen embryos the couple created while they were engaged. Loeb is also claiming that the actress beat him up. Vergara hasn't commented on the matter.
10 doctors have sent a letter to Columbia University's dean demanding that TV celebrity Dr. Oz be removed from his faculty position. The doctors accuse the world-class cardiac surgeon of showing what they call an egregious lack of integrity for promoting quack treatments. Columbia issued a statement saying it's committed to the principle of academic freedom and allowing faculty members freedom of expression for statements they make in public.
I spent the afternoon at Paris Elementary, and those kiddos were ready to get outside and play on this Friday afternoon in this weather.
I know, finally, a nice day on the playground. And Chris, it looks like we're in for another good day tomorrow.
Remember those days? Well, not so much remembering them now. It's distant memory of playing out on the playground on a warm spring day. But yeah, boy, today was a day for the kids to get outside and soak it up. You got one more day to do that, and then showers and thunderstorms begin to return. Let's take a little look outside. Our weather windows to the world. Say that one 3 times. Frankfurt, Richmond, Lexington, low 70, 74 London. Everybody with a partly sunny sky that is showing up. And to put it in perspective, how we're not the only ones basking in some mild temperatures, everybody on this particular map showing readings into the 70s now. That includes Kentucky, that includes Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. So very mild weather showing up across the entire region. This getting all the way into parts of the Great Lakes. So that is certainly some welcome news. What about Live First Alert Defender? Let's say we've got an evening out on the town, wanting to know what to dress for spring. I mean, nothing coming from the skies this evening. It may look a little threatening from time to time, but overall those clouds really aren't going to produce precipitation. Live First Alert Defender again with that clean sweep. Expect that to continue for the evening into tonight and most of Saturday. But we will talk about a big change coming up for your Sunday when I come back in just a little bit. Busy times on the roadways. Well, that's Friday in a nutshell about this time. Let's check in and see how things are moving along. Here's Officer Don.
About 7 collisions working right now, including one at Manowar and Tates Creek. Unfortunately, no one's hurt, but the police have part of Manowar blocked off on the inner loop at Tates Creek Road. There's also a collision I-75 south at the 104, and police are working a crash at I-75 right across the Clays Ferry Bridge. Now back to you in the studio.
To become a WKYT Live driver and download the Waze app, go to WKYT.com. Under the News tab, click on Traffic for more information. We have a great video of a promposal that involved the police, a governor taking a tumble, and the Senate's biggest fan of the movie Frozen. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
When an Indiana teenager wanted a creative way to ask his girlfriend to the prom, he called the cops. The Indianapolis Metro Police obliged by pretending to pull over the girl. She turned around and saw her boyfriend holding a big sign, and she said yes.
Thank goodness after all that, right?
Yes.
North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory will probably watch where he sits from now on. Whoops.
Excuse me, that was on camera. Ta-da!
Well, the tumble happened during a roundtable discussion in Durham. The governor went on with his meeting with a smile. All you can do is laugh.
That's right. Well, just when we thought it was gone, it's making a cold, snowy return. We're not talking about the weather, we're talking about the movie Frozen. Laughter filled a committee meeting in Washington after a senator's ringtone interrupted the meeting. Take a listen.
Come on. Just let it go, Mr.
The committee was in the middle of discussing U.S. tariff policy. No one from the senator's office was available for comment, but the senator sent out a joking tweet later saying somebody had to tell the Obama administration to let it go.
He says he has that for his grandkids. I bet they love that now. All right, stick with us.